I'm just going to do a recording on how to set up the new Access Trading platform or journal. For those of you that are in the beta and are willing to help me out and forward test it and give your honest opinions on what should be added and what shouldn't be. So I'm just going to go through step by step, basically how to set it up, what to do, and get you going on the platform. This video might pause a few times just so I can verify my email and do all that good stuff. So you're going to end up, this is the homepage here. Now, what I recommend doing is you'll have an icon that actually asks you to install the Access Trading Journal. You don't need to do this, but I would recommend doing it. It's just a better look. And this is what it comes up with. You lose the URL bar and just a much better look for the platform. So first off, you're obviously going to sign up with your email. I will do here. Once you do this, you will get a confirmation email. Confirm your account and it'll take you to an authentication page. So I will just confirm my account and I'll show you what you're looking at after that. Okay, so once you verify your email, you'll go to the login page and it'll come up with something like this when you log in, which I will give you a code. It's a one-time use code, which will give you access to the journal. No one else can access the journal without this code, and it's obviously auto-generated by myself. So only you will have access to this. So you'll pop your code in and you'll be directed to the home page. Now, what happens is it'll come up with basically a set of steps of showing you exactly what to do with the journal, where each tab is. I'll just briefly click through these because in this video, I'll go over absolutely everything I can. And if I miss anything, anyone can ask questions, and I'm happy to put another video up. So that's just telling you to set your time zone when you import a trade, as when you're trading through a prop firm, say through Tradeovate, they don't track. It goes off your local time. Now, the way the journal is working around basically the New York market, you want all your dates to align with the actual New York date and day and time that it was traded. Otherwise, it gets confusing. You're putting a trade in that, say, where I am, happened the next day, as opposed to what the current session is in New York. So that was sort of a way that we could get around doing that. Directing you to the calendar here, which I'll show you further into the features of the calendar. You've got your trade log, your pre-market checklist, what levels you're looking for, etc. Your journal, playbooks, the AI coach, your reports, and your accounts and settings. Now, the first thing you want to do, I'll just show you this in the settings. You can change, it's very optimizable. You can change whatever theme you want, whatever candle colors you want for the background. And I've also added a light mode in as well. So if you want a light mode, you can do that. You can change your candles. I'll just pop it on dark, as that's sort of my preference, but my preference isn't what everyone else wants. So now, importing trades, there is a very good breakdown on how to import a trade from Tradeovate or whatever platform you're using. So I've already gone and pre-downloaded some demo ones, just to show everyone what you'd put in. So uploading your first CSV. Let's just say this is a Tradeify account. It's a evaluation. You've got a $50,000 account size, $3,000 profit target. There's no daily loss limit on them, and $2,000 a drawdown. So we'll hit upload and we'll upload our first set of trades. Now, I just want to point out, if you're copy trading multiple accounts, but you're using the same strategy, the same trades, same everything, I wouldn't recommend importing it for every single account. Like, there's not much point. The journal carries over to any account you have. So all your journal and pre-market is all consistent through the accounts. But if you're just copy trading and using the same strat, there's not much point importing 20 accounts worth. You just do say your leader account or whatever. But if you might have 2 accounts that you trade in this session with this strat, another 2 in another one, that's when you start adding separate accounts. But if you trade one or copy trading, just stick to the one account. Much easier and much quicker. So you upload your CSV, you'll hit import trades. Now, cash history as well, that'll be all your broker fees. Tradeovate doesn't actually separate your broker fees. So it's quite simple. Download your cash history CSV, reconcile fees, that'll take your fees out of it. Total fees adjusted $134. So that takes it off your profit. Now you'll be met in the dashboard with this. And it'll basically ask you to name your setup that you traded. So new playbook. Let's just say we were trading 10 a.m. key opening. Okay. Now it'll take me to the trades that you've taken. So you click on any trade. Let's just go with this trade here. It'll tell you, okay, we use 10 a.m. key open. And now it tracks the profit and loss using that specific playbook. So you can work out a win rate for if you have multiple strategies, or you might have a playbook that you call revenge trading and you start taking trades every time you revenge trade. And then you soon realize, okay, well, I've got a 90% loss rate when I revenge trade and I've lost this much. This is something I need to cut out. And you can just monitor things like that. So that's really good. Now it's asking us to journal. We'll get back to that. You've got a trader score, which is based off your consistency, how much you've journaled, your rule adherence, if you've broken rules or not, and your win rate. It's got a monthly, all-time, and weekly. Now, as I put in settings for our accounts, daily loss limit and max drawdown, if you flick over to that account, it'll actually come up here and it'll show you sort of where you are in your profit target. Now, if you have multiple accounts, when this account is on all accounts, it'll track the total profit and loss and everything across the whole range of accounts. So we'll just jump on this Tradeify account. Now you've got current streaks of wins and losses and just your general tabs of what you have going on in that account. Now we'll jump into the calendar here. You'll see you've got wins and losses for them days. And if you actually click on a red folder news day, that will direct you to Forex Factory website and show you exactly what's going on. But this updates in live time and will tell you what red folder and orange folder news is on for that day, which I think is really, really good. Your trade log here, we've already sort of been through this. If all of these trades were the exact same setup that you take, there's a checkbox, you can tick it. You can go, okay, every single one was 10 a.m. key opening. Apply for that. That applies it to all of them. Now, I will point out, if you're taking singular trades or a couple of trades each session, you've got how did your exit play out? You can put, you let it run past the target, it ran to full target. Now, you can put in, and you don't have to do this, but it just will keep track of your RR and how you're going with that. You can put in your stop price and your target price. So let's just go based off what it says, 46.70. Target price was 4,700. And we let it run to full target. Markers reviewed. And there you go. Puts a checkbox saying reviewed. Pre-market. You basically go through this. You can set your own rules and write in what levels you're looking for. It does have a microphone tab at every single box, which you can speak into just to make it a bit quicker. How you feeling today? How much hours sleep? You can drag in screenshots of the chart and get the AI to analyze the chart and tell you what setups you should look for and what levels you shouldn't take a trade at, etc., which is really, really good. And you can do that in the app, or it can direct you over to ChatGPT or Claude and do it over there. and also a session bias. So if you click get today's bias, it'll analyze the charts. It'll give you a bias. Now, you don't always follow that because you've got your own discretionary things that you're looking for, but it's just good to give you levels to look for and all that good stuff. Now, journaling. What I'll do, I'll go back to the calendar. We'll click on a day that we had a win, and we'll go add journal entry. And that just pops you straight to the date. Now, you've got your checklist. You might have followed your plan. You had a patient entry, you correct bias, and you waited for confirmation, but you did oversize, revenge traded, all that sort of stuff. Pop that in. It'll keep track of the bad habits you've got, the good habits, and that will just help you see where you are in your trading journey. It also can relay that to the AI, and it'll tell you where you're going wrong and what you need to fix. The setup you used for that specific day, and then just your daily notes and any screenshots of trades. Now, I recommend doing this. One feature we are looking at adding is a share feature where you can generate your own read-only URL and you can share it with your friends. You can put an expiry on it so it eventually disappears. But if you have, say, your mentor or friends or anyone, whatever you're trading with, or they're helping you, you can share that and they can look at your setup. They can look at your journal, the specific ones that you want to share, not your whole thing. You will choose what they see. So you might just want to share one journal entry with that day's trade, with the screenshots where you lost potentially, and they can look at it and go, okay, here's where I think you're going wrong, or you've done really well here. So that's one thing I'm looking at adding. So hopefully that comes in place soon. But let's just save this. I don't need to write any notes on it. When you go in the calendar, you've got a little purple box or purple circle. Tells you what you've journaled for the day. Comes up with that, including all the writing. Now, we didn't do a pre-market for that day, but same thing goes. It'll show it in here with a circle down the bottom here. Playbook, as I said before, we've used the 10 a.m. key opening on one journal entry. We've taken 24 trades. It's got a 58% win rate, all that sort of good stuff. Let's say you trade two strategies. You trade IFVGs as well. Okay. Now, we'll jump over to the trade log and let's just change this trade to IFVG. It's actually an IFVG trade, not a 10 a.m. key opening. Markers reviewed, and that playbook will update. Now, if you have multiple accounts, you can do this on each separate account and it'll keep track on that account for them setups. And if you go over to all accounts, it will then calculate all them across your accounts and show you the total figure. I just have the one account right now, so we're just running with that. AI Coach. Now, this is where it's really good to journal as much as you can, pre-market as much as you can, put in your RR, where your stop was, where your TP was, rules you broke, because when you want a performance review, you can click one of these buttons, Ask the Coach, and it'll prompt it and send it all the details on your journaling and everything. And that will tell you where you're going wrong, or it'll give you advice on what you should focus on and what you need to cut out. So you can ask your own questions. You can screenshot your journal, which you don't really need to do because it tells the AI the rules you've broken, everything else. You click on, let's say you're losing a lot. You click on why am I losing? It'll give you a detailed prompt. The AI will scan through all your data and it'll then come back with a response as to where you're going wrong or what you're doing wrong and ways that you could potentially fix it. So I think it's really, really good. You can see here that it's given the response. It's saying, which hours and days are the best for my setup. Do I have overconfidence versus revenge trading? My size pattern on worst trades. So it's really good to sort of find out where you're going wrong and help you sort of nut out them things that you need to work on. You got a weekly review. This week, obviously, on the calendar, there's no trades. So it's comparing to the trades of last week. Once you start putting in trades, it'll then update and let you know how you're going against last week. But if you go last week, it's got your habits, the flagged bad habits for the week, your best trade, your worst trade, your journal entries for the week, all that sort of stuff. So it really gets down into it, which is really cool. Your report, and that's much the same as your dashboard, all that sort of stuff, but it's got your journal insights. That's your RR there for the trade that I logged. That's saying, what you've left on the table by exiting a trade. $143 if you had to let it run to full target, because it did, if that's what you put in. It's got a back testing feature. Futures is really, really difficult to allow to back test on platforms. TradingView doesn't allow it. So stuff like Apple and all that sort of stuff, it'll load up your chart, but TradingView doesn't allow futures to be added into this. I will work on it and find a way to work around it, but at this stage, it's sort of not implemented. Your accounts, so this will come up with all your separate accounts that you've added in. You can edit your rules of, as in your profit target, your drawdown, etc. You can delete accounts, and it also does correlated exposure. So that's based off trades in playbooks that you're taking with multiple accounts, and it'll sort of tell you if it's losing its edge, or if it's something you need to look at in potentially improving your strategy, which is a really good feature. And then we're back down to the settings tab. So if you ever want to completely delete your account, you'll press that button there. If you want to clear the trades and the accounts, so your trading accounts, you can clear the whole account, or you can clear just that singular account. So it's got this here. That's a Traderfly account that I've added. Clear this account only. It'll delete that account and the trades. Keep all your other ones if you have multiple ones in there. So there's that light feature again. That's virtually it for this. I can go right into depth with everything, but I will be here. It'll be a massive, massive video. So I figure anyone who's on the platform, they can jump in and have a look, try and work with their way around it. And if they have any questions, let me know, and I'm more than happy to help or upload another video. So I hope you enjoy this and give me your honest opinions on it, what I should improve, what's not working, what we should look at adding. And I'm really, really keen to keep improving this and making it a really good journaling platform for everyone to use.